All right, guys, good morning. I hope everybody's doing well today. And did everybody have a good weekend?
Hiring.
Yeah, I did. Thanks. How was yours?
Good. Yeah, it was good. Mine was nice. It's good everybody's
Glad to
here
hear that.
today. All right. Today we are going to be discussing the Cold War at home. We've been discussing the Cold War for the past couple weeks now, and we are going to get into what it meant to have the Cold War at home. Is there anybody that had any questions from yesterday's content, last week's content?
I think you went over it pretty well.
No? Okay, you guys understand, the Korean War is just, coming to an end. We're kind of focusing on how communism affects the American population. So everybody's got that?
Yep.
All right. All right, well, we'll get into the lesson then. Remember, if you guys need access to this PowerPoint or any of the other items from our class, you can always access it on the class Canvas site. And if you need anything else, you can always contact me through Remind or through the Canvas site as well. So if you need anything, just let me know and we will get going here. What I expect you to learn from today's lesson is how American citizens were affected by the spread of communism, what it meant to be a communist in America, what the Red Scare is or was, what McCarthyism is, what blacklisting is, what primary sources are, and secondary sources. Now, we've gone over those a few times in the past assignments. I know you guys went over them last semester, but we'll break those down a little more and kind of make sure that you understand why we need those and why they are significant when we're doing history and the research we are doing. The essential questions for this lesson are: what is the difference between a primary and secondary source, like I discussed? What is an example of a primary or secondary source? I'll give you guys a few and you guys can kind of check a few out. And what are the essential concepts relative to the Cold War and what did they involve? So that's the Red Scare, McCarthyism, communism itself, and we're going to kind of get into that a little bit and develop some of the ideas that we worked on last week. Okay, an American communist view. Can anybody tell me what an American communist view was during the 1950s?
The American communists were people who were very far left and wanted to incorporate socialist and communist ideologies into America.
Okay, very good, absolutely. So today we see it as, you're allowed to be a communist, a socialist, although it may be frowned upon a little bit in some circles. You have the freedom to do that in today's America. Nobody's gonna, seek you out and try to turn you into the, police or anything like that. You're allowed to do that, and that is part of our rights. But during the Cold War era, it was one of those things that you were not allowed to be, and that's what we're gonna get into today. The intense rivalry between two superpowers, America and the USSR, which is today's Russia, raised concerns that communist and leftist sympathizers inside America might actively work as Soviet spies. So they're worried that people that look like everyday people were actually Soviet spies attempting to infiltrate America. They were trying to reduce capitalism and influence the American population to be communist. Public concern about communism were high and heightened by the Soviet Union successfully testing a nuclear bomb, and the communist forces led by Mao Zedong in China, and how the communists took over China at this time was a big threat to America. The bigger threat was that a superpower such as the Soviet Union was able to successfully test a nuclear weapon. So now the United States was not the only country to have that power. So the Red Scare, can anybody tell me what this piece of propaganda